When Brian Baldinger talks about offensive linemen or bent fingers, I listen. And that should have Jet fans standing right next to Giant fans jumping off bridges when you hear what he's saying about Mekhi Becton. Dallas still stinks. You might do it, King Dingbat here, and you know Howie Roseman loves to calculate the calculations on a cornbread. He loves to work his way into things, and let me tell you this. If Mekhi Becton works out, and by all accounts we're hearing nothing but great things, but if he works out and becomes the player that he should have been when he was drafted, the Eagles may have the biggest steal they've ever had under Howie Roseman. A bigger steal than Dak Prescott taking money from the Dallas Cowboys. This would be unprecedented because if Becton works out, especially at guard, this offensive line is set for the next 8 to 10 years. Now, we're going to get into it in a second, all right? But I got to talk about this because this blew my mind, all right? Yesterday I did a poll, and in the poll I wanted to know who you guys thought would it be the most likely rookie to get on the field first and start. It was which one of these rookies starts first. This poll blew my mind. We had almost 3,000 people vote, and I really was shocked by the results. Quinyon Mitchell got 60% of the vote. 60%. Or 60% people think Quinyon Mitchell will see the field first, followed by Cooper DeJean at 24%, Aniyah Smith at 9%, and then Jeremiah Trotter Jr. at 7%. Now, you might be saying, well, of course they're going to take him. He's the first-round pick. He's the best draft pick out of the whole draft, so he should definitely start first. But when you look, and my issue is this, if I had to vote in this, I would have took Aniyah Smith. And the reason I take Aniyah Smith is because it's not just about how good you are and your talent, but the way the Eagles operate, you've got to go out and beat veterans. And if you look at the outside corner situation with Slay, right now Bradbury, with Isaiah Rodgers, with Ringo. I mean, Quinyon Mitchell has a lot of guys in front of him that are very, very talented. Now, I think Bradbury goes, but I think Isaiah Rodgers is ready to start right away. So, for me, I think that Quinyon Mitchell, out of all four of these guys, has the most difficult path to start. Now, I hope that the Eagles and Howie make room for him to start and start getting some of these guys out of the way. But right now, it's very hard for me to see it. But when you look at Aniyah Smith, all he has to do is beat out Paris Campbell. I mean, essentially, right? And maybe John Ross. But that's it. That's all he has to beat out. And he's starting in the slot. So I look at Aniyah Smith and I say, man, he has the easiest path. And Cooper DeJean, I could see being up there because if he beats out Avonte Maddox or Avonte Maddox can't stay healthy in the slot, Cooper DeJean could very well be starting as a slot corner. So I could see that. But I thought it was pretty interesting. 60% of people thought Quinyon Mitchell will start right away. And if it was up to me, I would get him on the field. I would make him number one on my depth chart to get him on the field. But I don't know that the Eagles will work that way. But I thought that was pretty interesting. And of course, we will see how that plays out. Another thing I want to say that was really interesting. A lot of talk about Barkley this week with the whole Hard Knocks thing going on. I'm sure you guys seen these videos of Barkley working out. Looks tremendous so far. But Lane Johnson was talking about Saquon Barkley and how that he just can't believe that Saquon Barkley is an Eagle. And I get it, too. It's going to be weird and odd, and it already is seeing Barkley in an Eagles jersey. He looks great, don't get me wrong, but I never thought we would really see it either. This is what he said on the Colin Cowherd show. I'm just amazed that he's even on our team. I think when you look at him, he's just a generational talent. For me, guys like that can make you look better than what you are. Those guys like that, they don't need much. So I'm excited to get him. Get him started this year. He's just one of those guys that really wows you from the first moment that you see him. So yeah, I know he's definitely ready for a big year. Yeah, Saquon's going off this year. Saquon Barkley is going to go off, and I cannot wait. It's going to be absolutely fabulous. I think Saquon. The whole thing about him, I really think people underestimate him. They look at his numbers. They look at okay, the injuries in the past, but they really never take account of how bad Daniel Jones is, how bad the Giants' offensive line is, how bad their wide receivers are, how bad their coaching has been. When you take all those factors and you say, now he's got the complete opposite. Barkley may be one of those guys early in the year you're talking about offensive player of the year. He's going to be that good. It's going to be tremendous. Tremendous, okay? Now, when it comes to tremendous and it comes to blocking for Saquon Barkley. All right, so I got to break into this video because as I was editing this video, all of a sudden my display on my computer went completely dark. It just went dark. I can't see nothing. I can't get to nothing. And this absolutely stinks. So I'm going to have to take this computer in. So if there is not many clips or videos the rest of this video, that's why, because it just went totally out, and I'm gonna have to use my wife's computer to upload this video, and she doesn't have any of my editing software on it, so I'm gonna have to take this computer. It's still under warranty. It's less than a year old, and the display has been acting weird, and it just conked out on me. So if you don't see any more videos or anything edited, any clips the rest of this video, that's why. Anyways, back to the video. The Eagles' offensive line has gone through some changes. Kelsey obviously retires. Cam Jurgens goes in there at center. And you know what? I like Cam Jurgens at center. I think he's going to be fine. Is he Jason Kelsey? No, I can't say that. But I think he's good enough to get the job done. And when you look at Jurgens, Dickerson, and Jordan Mailata, let me tell you something. Your left side of your line is set for years and years to come. Where you're going to have to fix things down the road is on the right side. We still need a right guard, and you still have to replace Lane Johnson eventually, right? And so what the Eagles did was they brought in Mekhi Becton, who they thought possibly could be a replacement at right tackle. Remember, when they first signed Becton, they brought him in and they said he was basically going to be a swing tackle for them, a backup swing tackle, which, you need that. So that's what it looked like he was going to be. But as the OTAs in the summer, in the spring, as it progressed and as he was more and more comfortable in Philly, things changed. They changed. All of a sudden, Mekhi Becton started getting a look at the guard spot. And when the Eagles did that, in my opinion, everything possibly could change, okay? Now, Brian Baldinger is a guy, when he talks about the offensive line, I listen. He's usually right about most offensive linemen. If you remember, Jordan Mailata, 2 preseason games, he told us, his first 2 preseason games, this kid's a star. This kid is going to be a star in the future. And he was exactly right. Now, get this. This is what Baldy is saying about Mekhi Becton, okay? Baldy on Mekhi Becton, quote, he is the best run blocker that the Eagles have. If he is healthy, he will play right guard for them. They are working him in there. I would keep an eye on Mekhi. He's already the best run blocker we have. Really? That's crazy. Now, if you can get Mekhi Becton at right guard, I don't think people understand how amazing this would be for the Eagles. Because Mekhi Becton, if he's young, very talented, and if he could go in there and play right guard and be solid right guard, guess what? You sign them long term. Boom. Now your center's taken care of, your right guard's taken care of, your left guard, your left tackle. Now you only have to worry about right tackle, and your offensive line is set for the next 8 to 10 years. Literally, you have the best offensive line for the next 8 to 10 years. Because, to me, you have a Pro Bowl left tackle, and when I say that, I mean Pro Bowl left tackle. I think you have a Pro Bowl guard in Landon Dickerson. And when I say that, I think Landon Dickerson is vastly underrated. Vastly underrated, okay? You have a center in Cam Jurgens who has a lot of upside. He was really pretty solid at right guard himself last year, so I like where he's at, but he should be a Pro Bowl center. And then you get Mekhi Becton, a first-round pick, if Stoutland, and Stoutland is the key to all this, because Stoutland makes players better. He takes a bad player, he makes him decent. He takes a decent player, he makes him good. He makes a good player a Pro Bowler. He makes a Pro Bowler a Hall of Famer. That's what Stoutland does. Now, you're giving Stoutland Becton to mold at right guard? Forget about it. I forget about it. I think Becton could very well be the starting right guard. Now, right now, I would say Steen, probably going into the season, he's probably your leading candidate for right guard. But I think the upside with Becton is something to watch. And it would not surprise me if Becton becomes your right guard, your starting right guard. And I'm telling you, Pro Bowl level. You could literally have an all-pro line. That right tackle, how they replace Lane Johnson, is going to be absolutely huge for the Eagles. But when in terms of Mekhi Becton and what he means to the Eagles, this could be the steal of the century. Really, because nobody thought when they brought him in, you thought it was a project. That's what I thought. All right, they're bringing him in. You know, Stoutland will work with him, swing tackle, and all those kind of things. No, he has been impressive. He came in and he's in shape. He looks good. He's running around. And he's already your best, according to Baldinger, your best run blocker. So now you look at him and you put him at right guard. He's a monster. This offensive line is going to be good for years to come. Now, if Becton is as good as I think he's going to be right away, and with Lane Johnson this year at right tackle for this year, Saquon Barkley has got basically a all-pro offensive line blocking for him. You tell me he's not going to have a monster year? Saquon Barkley's going to go off. Like I said, these holes are going to part. He's going to say, I've never seen holes this big. What the hell do I do here? Usually he gets the ball, he's got to make a guy miss. You know, now he doesn't have to do that. Forget about it, man. It's on. It's on. Saquon Barkley, with this offensive line and the signing of Mekhi Becton, could be a total steal. Now, yeah, I'm a guy with, I see a cup as half full all the time. But Mekhi Becton getting that kind of praise for a guy like Baldinger, who I respect and I trust when it comes to offensive linemen or bent fingers, I trust Brian Baldinger. And if he says he's the best run blocker on the Eagles, I believe that. And that's a big, big deal. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision, baby. We're all just living in it. I'll tell you what, Joe Schoen is getting destroyed. He is absolutely getting destroyed for the way that they handled the Saquon Barkley situation. I mean, he dared Barkley to go somewhere. I think the Giants looked really bad in this situation with Barkley. I really, really do. And I don't understand that team. How can you take your best offensive player, dangle, if you play a few more years, you'll be in the Giants' Ring of Honor, and not really care that he's going to go somewhere, especially when you have wasted the amount of talent that is Saquon Barkley with nothing around him. Totally looked really bad, and he should be getting killed, and he is the Giants GM, and I cannot wait to see the next episode. Denzel Washington, out.
Hi, Michael Anthony Fitness here, MAF.
That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us!